What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, guys. Welcome back to Omar BYT, ladies and gentlemen. And welcome, guys, to episode 8 of the FCB show, guys. Sorry, guys, we couldn't do the show on Thursday, guys. My internet was completely jacked up on Thursday. We were supposed to do the stream, and right before the stream started, the whole thing jacked up. But listen, we couldn't go a whole week without an FCB show, because this is one of the biggest shows now on my channel. Everyone is always looking forward to the FCB show, and obviously, guys, the show wouldn't be what it is without my guy Zeer in the building. What's going on to you, Zeer?
I mean, to be honest, a lot is going on. I'd be lying to you if I told you not much is going on. A lot is going on. But hey, man, this is the life, man. This is the life we gotta deal with these days, isn't it? When something massive pulls up in the world of football like this. So, hey, especially when it's shocking. So, yeah, it is what it is, man.
Yeah, man. Listen, definitely, this is gonna be probably the don't get it twisted. This is gonna definitely be the Bayern show, because what has come out of your club the past few hours, man. It's like I'm sure Liam has a few things to say about his club and about Florian Wirtz. But big up to my guy Liam in the building as well. What's going on, Liam?
Big up, my G. Bless up, man. Yeah, man. I'm sorry for stalling. I just wanted to send everybody over. I know that obviously a lot of people like to leave when the time is on, so that's why I'm a little bit late. So bless up to everybody.
No, of course, man. I always appreciate you joining in, man. Big up to every single one of you guys who are already here. Big up to, I appreciate you for the raid, Liam. Appreciate you so much. Big up to every single one of you guys who are joining from the Bayern view, guys. And listen, man, I'm sure you guys we're gonna get into it right away, because my days, man. Like the past what 2-3 episodes, all we talked about was this guy. Right? We dropped on saying the same thing, right? The club was saying one thing, Florian Wirtz's dad was saying another thing. Florian Wirtz seemed to make his decision where he wanted to go. We all thought it was between City and Liverpool. I'm sorry, City and Bayern Munich. And then Liverpool just walk into the room and they just said, you know what? Y'all decide to dilly-dally? We're just going to put the money down and just buy him, since you guys are not serious.
Yep.
Right? Absolutely incredible, bro. I cannot believe. I mean, I'm gonna let you speak here, because Liam will be back. But I'm not kidding, bro. When I heard this Liverpool get into the race, I thought, nah, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Come on, man. First of all, these guys are demanding about 100 million to close to 120. Liverpool are not spending 120, man. Get out of here. You feel me, right? It's not gonna happen, right? This is basically just the Liverpool media, right? Trying to hype up their fans and all of these stuff. You understand what I mean, right? To give them their fans some hope. Bro, how did Bayern Munich and Manchester City just sit in the corner and watch? Because this is what confuses me about these moves here. It was one day he was linked. And I think it was 2 days later, it was already confirmed that they had already agreed terms. I'm like, when I first heard it, I swear to God to you, Zeer, I didn't believe it. I thought, oh no, this is just a rumor. And then I saw that, what's his name? Plattenberg.
Plattenberg, yeah.
Yeah, Plattenberg, who's actually a very reliable source in Germany, right? He said, he confirmed that basically they had agreed terms. I'm like, yo, wait a second. How? In God's name, how in God's name have Manchester City and Bayern Munich let Liverpool just walk in the room and just steal this guy out from your noses? Especially you guys, because we do the FCB show every week. Florian Wirtz has been the topic of competition for the past few weeks, right? And you said your say, Liam has said his say. All you guys have been saying is that the club have been talking about him for seasons. They've been saying it's inevitable. He will join Bayern Munich. He will be here. This and this and this. All of this talk. Only for you guys to let Liverpool just come in and just kill him off your face. Like, this is incredible. I saw this and I was like, no, 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 no. This is the. I mean, I knew from listening to you and Liam that your board was a joke. But for me, this just confirmed that your board is a flipping joke. Because how do you lose a battle against Liverpool? Liverpool with FSG. FSG, who we know are very, very stingy with cash. And then you guys end up losing out your prime target in the summer. You just lose them like that before the transfer window even starts. It's absolutely insane, bro. But I'm going to let you guys go because you guys have a lot to say. And I'm very interested because I haven't watched any of your videos. Your stream yesterday was very late. Zeer, I had to go to bed early. I saw the early part of it, but I didn't watch the whole thing. Liam, I haven't seen what you thought of it. So I'm definitely going to be hearing this for the first time. But I'm going to start with you, Zeer, man, because you were on the Football Mania show. And you were actually on my chat when I was doing the watch along for the Serie A game yesterday.
Yeah,
and you were telling me you were fumed. And you know what's funny? Do you know that's why I actually realized that the rumors were true? Because I didn't believe it at first when I heard it. I heard the move. I was like, nah, it's just a rumor. It's not confirmed yet. When you told me, yo, Omar, tomorrow's show is going to be therapy because I'm losing my head, I was like, oh my God, it's actually true then. But yeah, Zeer, floor is yours.
Well, big up everyone. Like and subscribe, otherwise you're frauds. Just like our board is. But listen, speaking of the board, I find it funny how these guys were yapping about him for how many years now? 2-3 years? Yeah, 2025, Project 2025, guys. Yeah, we're going to go get him. And then they say we're willing to pay the money. They said they're willing to pay the money, right? But they're considering in slapping 100 instead of 150 for one. And then two, they're taking their sweet time because they had this agreement with Writz and all this stuff. Okay, I understand if you have some sort of agreement, you're waiting for them to do this. Why don't you just negotiate with Leverkusen from the get-go? You know, a top board, what they do? They have this assertiveness about them. Yeah, they are proactive. They literally, if they want something, they go in with purpose. Yeah, approach the deal. Yeah, show that you actually want it. Yeah, go approach Bayer Leverkusen and tell them, listen, I know you want to sell for this much. Cool, you want that amount? We'll give you that amount, no problem. Yeah, and if they're gonna reject it, then cool, we did our part. The problem is we didn't even do that. And we allowed Liverpool to enter this race. We allowed it. I know Liverpool fans are gonna try their level best, and they're gonna say, "Oh, we have more. The Writz chose us because we're more attractive." No. He chose you because we took our time. I always said, and I maintained it. And whatever we do dictates what happens in the window. I've always maintained this because from a long time, the guy said he would love to be at Bayern München. From a long time, Germans do this all the time. Their dream is to play for Bayern. But we do what we have been doing for the past few years, and that's being lackluster. And because we are lackluster, guess what? The other side takes the advantage. We basically pulled the FSG move against the club that's owned by FSG. You know what that move is? Being cheap. That's exactly what we did, man. And I'm telling you right now, looking at the alternative options, Liao and Mitoma. Oh my God, bro. Oh my days. We went from Florian Wirtz, top German talent. By the way, Karl-Heinz Rummenigge said he's the best German talent. Let's not forget, we have Jamal Musiala. When Will said that, he's not lying, bro. He's not lying. If I'm Musiala, bro, I need to start questioning the board, to be honest. That's for one. Yeah. And two, right, we went from that to Mitoma, who I actually think is good, but he's backup, right? And Liao, who is lazy as shit. And not just that.
Look at what this guy is saying here.
Bayern can tear the Europe defense.
He said Leao, Musiala, and Olise, bro.
Okay, Olise. Okay, out of the three names, you've named two. That Leao guy does not exist in that sentence. I'm sorry, bro. And I'll tell you why. Yes, I've seen him score. Not score. I think he assisted. Who did he assist in that game against Napoli in the Champions League? Yes, there was some individual brilliance in that. However, does he do that consistently? No, he doesn't. I'd imagine he doesn't, because that's what I hear from Serie A fans, that he doesn't. Right? For one, I've heard from Northside that he doesn't. Whenever I see Portuguese games, guess what? I don't see him beating a man against low blocks. What do we play against? Low blocks. Sure, he can score goals in transition. No problem. I'm not going to deny this. But you're telling me he's going to beat a man when the going gets tough? Bro,
you're more likely to bring back Brian Zaragoza and he'd be one of your best wingers than flipping Leao.
No, but Omar, you know what Rafael Leao with us would be like? It'd be like you guys with Raphinha. No talent, yeah, but would somehow maybe get goals or something. Yeah, even though he had a stinker all game. That's what it's probably going to be like. And guess what? You've watched it with your club this season. In certain games, it's cost you.
Yeah.
It could be the same with us as well. Like, that's why I'm not the biggest fan of this Leao move.
So you look at Leao like I used to look at Raphinha last season.
Yes. I don't think, I feel like, because don't get it twisted, I think he can score. I think he's good in transition. I just don't think he's good when it comes to
Lewis, if you want the link, just let them know and they can send it to you.
Yeah, Lewis, if you want, Liam and I can send it. But
yeah, if you're interested.
But the thing is, right? For me, it's just he's not that type of guy that he thinks he is. Because by the way, I'm assuming he thinks he's that guy that could be his man, and he's not. He's not. And that's what. And the fact that, by the way,
Leroy Bamzani at the scrub actually works harder than him, tracks back and wins the ball. If he's doing that and this guy's not willing to do that, that speaks volumes in its fucking self.
And then I'm going to say one more thing quickly before I let Liam go. And I hate to be that guy because, to be honest, I'm only saying this. Oh, I get what you mean, Liam. Is it live, by the way, quickly, Liam? Just I saw your private chat. Oh, shit, then I need to get my AirPod. I'll come back after I say this. But quickly, yeah. Yeah, the manager thing, because apparently Slot was more convincing than Company. But I hate to be this guy because for me, I actually think Premier League overhype and all that stuff. But I'm saying it based on how people think. And some of the players think that way. I'm assuming Writz thought this way as well. Right? Company is only going to get respected if we win Champions League. It's the harsh reality. I don't like what people think.
Barca had Frank Rijkaard. You think anyone was worried about Barcelona when we hired Frank Rijkaard back in the early 2000s? No, the guy got relegated with flipping Sparta Rotterdam, and then we hired him, and he still won us a league and a Champions League. So I mean, the thing with Company is, listen, the thing with Company is this, right? Company is a young manager. As far as being manager is concerned, he's young. So the thing with young managers is they can get better. They don't just become great. Like some managers, they start out great and fall off. Some managers, they actually start out slow and they become better managers the more they, more experience that they have, right? I think that's what Bayern Munich kind of saw in Company. That's why maybe you guys hired him, right? I know you guys were not really had a lot of options, right? But maybe you looked at it and said, well, listen, maybe he needs to just have better players. And if he has better players at Bayern Munich, maybe we can see the best out of him, right? But Liam, I'm sure, you're going to be more uncensored, unfiltered because, listen, man, you do a lot of this news, Bayern news, right, on your channel, right? So, all the things have been coming out, from the club. You basically said, I think a week ago, no problem. You basically said to me, you were like, listen, these guys sat there and they said that in 2025, I think that they would sign him, right? He would be a player within 5 years or something like that, right? And, the fact that, you mentioned the Karl-Heinz Rummenigge, the guy who works at Bayern Munich. You've got Musiala currently in the payroll. I mean, I get it. You can praise the player. You can give. You know what it is. You can say he's one of the best talents in German football right now, alongside Musiala. And no, and it wouldn't even be insulting because it's like, well, listen, he rates him, he rates his player, but he's gonna be like, yeah, well, listen, at the end of the day, he's as good as Musiala. He's as great as Musiala. We have the two. Him and Musiala are the two most talented players in this league, right? But this brother called him the most talented player in the league, bro. Like Zeer just mentioned it. If I'm Musiala, I'm looking at it like, bro, after everything I've done in this club, you're just going to throw me under the bus like that. You understand what I'm saying? Only for this guy to sit there and move to a club that literally just entered the race about a few days ago. Like, can we just be clear here? Liverpool, the whole Liverpool linked to Writz started in the end of last week. And then literally within a few days, we're sitting here confirming that basically the deal is basically complete. Because I think the first time we heard the links was on Sunday. I think last week Sunday or on Monday. And then all of a sudden, here we are. He's basically about to complete the signing. I mean, Liam, what are you saying now, man? What are you saying now, man? What can be said now, brother?
Well, first things first, thank you for having me on, as always.
Of course.
As always. Big up to Zeer, big up to Omar, big up to the chat. Don't be fraudulent, people. Smash the likes. Because it's about to get like cinema in this bitch. But yeah, man.
Hey, listen, man. Go ahead, man. Go ahead. Go uncensored, man. I'm not going to stop you today, man. Go ahead. Say what you got to do. There you go. The glasses are on, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just sitting back now.
Yeah, man. First things first. Florian Writz is a rat. And that
I don't know what this would say.
Florian Writz, without a doubt, is a fucking rat. And I hope that he goes to Liverpool, breaks his ankle, and never plays again. Because at this time, with all due respect, cool. Maybe you shouldn't say that about a player, but this guy gave us his word. He said that he would come either in this season or next season in 2026. If you're going to give your word to the greatest team in German football, you don't go backtrack on it, because let's not beat around the bush here. This guy isn't going to the greatest team in England. The greatest team in England is Manchester City, without a doubt. The biggest team in England is Manchester United. So you're a rat, bruv, and that just is what it is. Like, there's no way you're telling me you went round Munich and you thought, oh, this place is a shithole, and then you went to go to Blackpool of all places. Yeah, a seaside town that I have been to. Yeah? It is a shithole, quite literally, bro. There's tramps everywhere, homeless people everywhere, bro. Yeah? And then you go to Liverpool, bro. Liverpool of all places, bro. That most of the buildings around Liverpool are boarded up for a reason. And you think, oh yeah, I'm not going to go to Munich. I'm not going to go to one of the greatest cities in the world. Instead, I'm going to go to Liverpool. Okay, mate. Well done. So I hope you touch the little shitty thing that they got with their little shit badge on the walkway. I hope you come a top red, because you think you're a top red. Yeah, okay then. And then you're gonna go and listen to them sing "You Never Walk Alone" when it's not even them singing it, bruv. It's fucking piped in through speakers because they don't have fans. So yeah, there's that. So yeah, man, you picked that club. That bed, you need to lay in it now. You need to lay in it now. Yeah, that's all I'll say about the rat. Now the other two frauds, these two jabrones, these two need to go. Get out of my club. I don't want to see your ugly faces ever again. You both look a fucking 100 as it is. And it's a joke. It's an absolute joke. You've been gaslighting for 3 years that we're going to sign this amazing young talent. You've got Barnacle Boy over here saying that he's the greatest talent in German. No, he's not. He's not. Nowhere near. The greatest talent in German football is Jamal Musiala, without a doubt. There is no if buts and maybes about it. That's fact. That is fact. So okay then. And then you get this idiot behind me who likes to talk, all you're doing is reports this, reports that, blah, 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 blah. How about you actually do something? Because I actually believe you are the same person that drove Tony Kroos at this football club. Toni Kroos is the same guy that is arguably one of the best midfielders of all time and would have probably stayed with us if you give him the money. But no, ego this, ego that. The guy got an assist, 2 assists, by the way, in his first ever Bayern game. Yeah, I know my history. He got 2 assists in the first Bayern game. He was asked about him. He said, nah, it was somebody else. So he didn't like Toni Kroos from the start. So then you drive him out. He goes to Real Madrid. He's one of the Madristas, scum, this, scum, that, blah, 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 whatever. But it's these 2 dickheads. And the thing is, we weren't in the European Super League because of this guy. People like to say it's because of the 50+1. It's because of the fan shares. It's not. It's because of this guy. Do you know who this guy is? This guy's Rummenigge, right? This is the same guy who was on the board of the Champions League. He is one of the people that were on that board. So we were never going to go into the Super League. I don't want to go into it anyway, but in general, we were never going to go into it. So, yeah, man, we got a bunch of jabronis at this club. I'm sick to death of all of them. And, yeah, what, they're going to go and get me Leao now? Am I supposed to be happy with Leao? Bro, you just sign I show speed, bruv. They're basically the same level. Like, come on, man, with all due respect. Like I've been a fan for however many years now. I think it's 13 years now. Don't disrespect me. Because, cool, I'm English, this, that, blah, blah, whatever. But don't disrespect me, man. And I'm sorry, but the ultras need to be called out as well. Because we've got arguably the greatest ultras in the world. People can go against that, that's fine. But we've got the ultras, and they're just sitting here and watching this shit happen at this football club. The reason this badge has 5 stars, yeah, no one else in world football, when it comes to, or German football, shall I say, has 5 stars. We have 34 league titles, 20 DFB Pokals, which is our German Cup, 6 Champions League, a Europa League. Oh, what is this? We have the most active members of a football club, and that is fact. Better than Real, better than this, blah, blah, blah. We sold the most shirts last season. Again, fact. But you're telling me that, oh, no, we're just going to be going and getting Eric Dyer. You're going to get me Leao. You get me Harry Kane. Are you joking? And then you won't give Brian Zaragoza a chance to actually play with his feet rather than talking Spanish. I don't care if he's English. I don't care. Bro, he could be fucking an alien from space. I don't care. If he comes on and does a madness on the pitch, that's all we care about. Look at Frank Ribery, bro. Look at his story. Like, absolute gem. So, yeah, I'm sick to death of both of them, mate. But, yeah, I'll end off again. This guy's a rat. I hope he fails at Liverpool. And when he does, Hussam, I'm coming for you personally, you pussy. So, yeah, man.
Big up Hussam, by the way. Hey, listen, regardless of what he says, big up to him, you know. But he is a fraud. I do agree. He is a fraud.
That is the worst thing for that is the worst thing, bro. Zeer, you just lost a player that you wanted to fucking Hussam. You're done. Every time
bro, wait. You do this when the news came out with my friends driving in my car. He called me, and I had to answer. Yeah, and I had to answer to like be, you know, so I don't hide because you know me, bro. I can't hide, bro. Bro, you know me. When we lose and you call me, I answer, bro. Like when he called me, I had to answer, bro. The guy really thought he can get me to say that Liverpool's bigger than Bayern. He can never get me to say that. Yeah, he had like over 1,000 people watching, and I never said it, bro. Yeah, this guy.
Wait, he had you live?
No, he called me on Snapchat while he was live celebrating. Bro, I'm telling you right now, bro. Listen, enjoy the fact you got Florian Writz, Elf Mabruk, or Muafig. However, I will tell you this right now. Like, no, listen.
I called him a munafik.
No, not. I mean, to be fair, no. I said Muafig, like as in like
Muafik.
good luck. I mean, but to be fair, he is a munafik. He is a munafik though. Still, I can't lie. I called him a munafik on my own stream, bro. Because, hey, listen, man was actually trying his level hardest to say that he wants to dominate Premier Leagues and all that, but then he complains about me dominating the Bundesliga. So he is a munafik, to be fair. But listen, that's besides the point. I was gonna say, if you don't win, brother, I will be on your neck. Uqsim billah, no joke, bro. If they don't win now, after celebrating this virtually, because this is a big deal, remember. This is like, you know, Liverpool fans, when they call out Chelsea for spending 1 billion and they do nothing, right? This is the levels we're getting to right now for their standards. So if they don't do their job after them trolling me about Writz, I will be there. I will be there, bro. Don't get it twisted. Yeah, and that Haywan is the first guy I'm calling. Probably the only bro. He'll be live and I'll be calling him just like I did when he lost to PSG when I was hate watching Liverpool, bro. After what he said about my club. So don't worry, bro. Don't worry. Now, enough about Liverpool, yeah, because regardless of that deal, we're still bigger than them. We go further than them in Europe all the time, yeah, and we've won as much European trophies and we won more leagues. Yeah, you can tell me your league is tougher, all this bullshit, but at the end of the day, when you look at history, it's the top league in your country. Yeah, we ain't doing this, bro. Now, back to Liam's point. Everything Liam said about our board describes one thing. You want to know what that one thing is?
We are the cheapest motherfuckers on planet Earth.
Bro, these men move like we are in 1999, bro. They move like we're in the 1980s. They move like we're in the 1970s. This ain't that. This ain't 1980s. This ain't 1990s. This ain't 2000s. This ain't 2010s. We are in the 2020s. Yeah? Bro, we are at a time in which market got inflated. So when you want the big player, you got to pay the big bucks. But guess what? They don't want to do it. You know why they don't want to do it? Because for them, and listen, I understand. Sometimes you got to go get players within. This is why, for example, I wouldn't mind Fiore, for example, right? And all these guys. But at the same time, like, why are these guys moving cheap when they want that player? Like, when you say you want that big name and they tell you a price tag, surely you're going to be paying the big bucks, aren't you?
Yeah.
That's the bit I don't understand.
I mean, here's the thing. You do have a point. You know when I look at these owners that you guys have, the one guy he reminds me of, and I'm not connecting them together again. They're not the same kind of person. I'm not accusing your board of doing what this guy was doing, but it's kind of like when Vince McMahon was in charge of WWE, and he was kind of just living in the past, right? Doing the same things that he thought was working in the 90s, in like the 2020s, like ruining wrestling until like Triple H took over, and then things started getting better because Triple H was actually more in touch with the modern times, right? When I look at your owners, I think that's what it is. These guys are still stuck in the past. They still believe in the idea of, buy smart, buy cheap, buy gems and all these stuff because it's worked out in the past, so it work out again. Here's the thing. The issue is this. You want to know why Bayern Munich in the 2010s were very good at finding gems? It's because they had already a ready-made squad. You guys, during that time, you went and bought Iron Robben from Real Madrid. Remember when you guys bought Iron Robben, right? Iron Robben was one of the best wingers in the world. But the problem at the time was the guy was unwanted at Real Madrid.
Exactly.
Why? Because they had just signed Cristiano Ronaldo, right? But did you say anything? No, you didn't. You saw a top winger in the world available, and you did the smart thing, which was what? Go and get the player, right? Look at what this guy went on to achieve at your club. Look at Frank Ribéry. You guys got Frank Ribéry, I think, was it from Marseille, right? That's where you guys finally signed him?
Marseille, yes, Marseille.
You think about it. Right now, Real Madrid are trying to get rid of Rodrigo. Why is Bayern Munich not trying to go in and get going for
By the
Rodrigo?
way, can I just say quickly about the Ribéry thing? We got him when the guy could have not worked out at our club, by the way. You want to know why? Because of what happened to his face. For those who don't know about his story, I believe when he was in Marseille.
No, of course, we know, man. Like anyone, you need to
Yeah,
read your
but my
story.
point is that thing could have affected him. Imagine. But we still went with a purpose in God because we knew what qualities he had. You know what I mean? And Alhamdulillah turned out to be good. But now our board, they're moving cowardly in the windows. And they don't move with purpose. Like, what's the point of you saying you want this and this and this when you don't get it? Bro, it's going to sound weird, but our board moves like that guy that thinks he wants a gal but then can't get it.
I mean, yeah, man.
It is what
Big
it
up,
is,
big up,
bro.
big up, touchline. Big up, man. Yeah, unfortunately, I can't do tonight. I'm busy later on tonight. But yeah, I mean, I do want to read some of these chats. Big up to this guy, right, Philip. He says, I've been a Bayern Munich fan for 16 years now. I don't base things based on any stats. I just have a feeling that Leao would be great for us. I can feel it. He's the guy for us, and has I man, this guy's English. Is he trying to say he's still gonna get better? Like, what do you guys say to that? Like, I mean, I know where he stands. What about you, Liam? You don't want Leia? I mean, I'm not gonna lie. When I heard that you guys are going from getting Verts to now being linked to Mitoma, I'm like, flipping Mitoma. Like you've got Rodrigo. I just mentioned it. Rodrigo right now is available. Like, that's
Yeah,
brilliant. Real Madrid are trying to get rid of him, right? What is it because of his wages that you guys are like, well, no, not
yeah,
really. But
but yeah, I think it's the wages because same with Arsenal, they're looking at it that way as well.
Yeah, but you do know that the wages are less than Kai Havertz's current wages.
Wait, so are you talking our perspective or in theirs? Like,
They are willing to. I don't know why I'm lagging. The hell?
no, we
no,
see
you're not.
you.
No, you're not.
We see you
Sometimes,
perfectly.
sometimes the screen does it, but you on the outside you're actually fine to us, so
Okay.
you're good. It's all good.
So yeah, no, like it's peak. It's peak. I don't know why we're not getting Liao, bro. I did a stream single-handedly today to watch this fraud. Yeah, the guy didn't even get subbed on, man. I watched a 90-minute match for a player to not get subbed on.
Well, what does that tell you then? Because let's be real, if this is his last season at AC Milan, why are AC Milan just so adamant to be like, well, listen, at the end of the day, what does that tell you? Like, why wouldn't they play him in the final day of the season?
Yeah, no, I agree.
I'm just saying. I mean, yeah, man.
That's the problem, though, isn't it? Right, that's the problem with, the actions speak louder than words. And
I mean, but yeah,
our words were, we're going to get this, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. I could say right now, I'm going to fly to America and I'm going to knock on your door and punch you in the face. Obviously, I'm not going to do that. I've got mad respect for you, but like, it's easy to say that, I'm going to fly to Saudi and slap Zeer. Like, no, I'm not. It's not hard to say anything. I'm going to be a millionaire tomorrow. It's so easy to speak. Words mean nothing. Put the action in. You know what I mean? Like, and again, these idiots behind my head talk and talk and talk. They're like a chick that yaps that don't want to do the dishes, bruv. Just yappy, yappy, yappy. You're like a dog that needs to be booted, bruv. Which I'm not into animal cruelty and all of that, but quite literally, if we're talking animals, bruv, Ratatouille settings. Settings.
But Jonathan Tah is going to be signing, apparently.
Yeah, but that's just a PR move, bruv. That deal could have been done weeks ago. But they waited, and they waited, and they waited. And I have a feeling, now deep in it, after everything that's happened and so on and so forth, I actually have a feeling now they already knew that they were losing out, and that's why they didn't sign him. And to be honest with you, bro, he's going to be the new Nicolas Sula, bro. He's going to be Nicolas Sula. He just is.
I don't know. I actually don't know how I feel about you. Listen, I think Jonathan Tah, I always knew he was going to join us because Omar, you know yourself, you guys have too many center backs, registration, all
Yeah,
this
we just kind of gave up, man. Well, I think when
I
Christensen
already
returned,
like. I was more concerned with that than with the Verts thing, by the way. But my thing is, I found it funny that they post that immediately after the news came out that Verts chose Liverpool. Like I found that very PR, bro. You know what I mean? It just.
Look. I'm not gonna lie. I said, you know what's funny, Liam? Because last week when we were doing the show, I did say this. I didn't say this about Liverpool, but I said it about City because you were very, very adamant that you guys were gonna sign him because his mind was at Bayern Munich. So was his dad's. But I told you, at the end of the day, money talks, and no matter what dream you have, brother. If they put the cash in the table and tell you, yo, all right, man, what is Bayern Munich offering you? Oh, this, well, we'll triple it. Trust me, man, your dream would instantly vanish the moment they put that money down on the table.
Of course. But
so,
This is
Yeah.
the problem, though, isn't it? It's not like people like to say, and I've got loads of people in my comments and so on and so forth saying, "Oh, you're upset because a German team wouldn't bend over for you like the rest of them." I don't get this aspect. If you put the money down, they would have accepted it. I'm not listening to this whole.
Yeah.
This is why I'm
Right.
calling him a rat, because you give us your word. He said that he would sign for us in 2026 for less money. He has a deal with Adidas that was for peanuts. Who got him the better deal? It wasn't his stupid dad, bruv. It was Uri Hunis that got him the better deal. That's fact. That is fact. So, yeah, man, he's an absolute rat, bruv.
I mean, 2026 is next season, man. You never know, man. The 2020 versus Bayern in 2026 is still possible, man.
He's had his
No,
day
by
there.
the way, if he goes to Liverpool, he's staying. But I'll tell you this though, I will find it very funny if he flops at Liverpool. I really
By the
will.
way, I will say this now, and I'm gonna read some of your chats, guys. I will start reading the chats, but I want to say this right now. I think that if you look at the record in the past few years in the Premier League, look at the players that have actually joined from the Bundesliga. How many of them have actually flopped since they've gone to the Bundesliga? Let's count them. Right? Let's count them. Let's just count them, right?
Even
Honestly,
before
right?
that, though. Even before
But
that.
that's-
Hold up a second. Hold up a
Go
second.
ahead.
Just a second. Honestly. I'll be quick because this is your show. But even with that, though, deepen it again. I don't think he could have used Bayern as a stepping stone club. There's another reason why I don't think he come to us. Because you can't use Bayern as a stepping stone club. They would have tied him down. 1,000% they would have tied him down. We would have won a Champions League. I guarantee that. Because if you bring him in, you just need a centre back and a right back, and we've got probably the best team on the planet.
Right.
You know? So
Yeah. No,
You know,
I don't believe. I'm gonna be very honest. I don't believe it either. I don't like. You're right. At the end of the day, Bayern Munich history, like Bayern Munich's history. You know what it is with Bayern Munich? Bayern Munich have always been a pride-just club. They look at themselves as like the center of the universe, which is nothing wrong with that. Right? I think that every club should believe that they are the best in the world, right? They believe that they're the biggest club in the world, and they treat themselves like they are the biggest club in the world. You understand what I'm saying, right? So when players try to use Bayern Munich as some kind of like stepping stone to go to like a Barcelona or like a Real Madrid, they're like, well, you want to go? All right, man, the door is right there. Like they will never do this thing where they're like, we'll offer you this, we'll offer you a better contract, this and this and this. Isn't, if you remember, like with the Lewandowski thing, a lot of people like to say, it's because he wanted to step to a bigger club. I've always said it. I don't think that's the case. I think he had fallen out with the board, number one, and number two, I think that he, at his career, I think he wanted to test himself in another league. Because he played his career in the Bundesliga, and maybe he wanted to test himself and go to like a Barcelona where he's not going to always be the favorite to win the league every single season, right? I said that, and I remember saying this to people. I was like, listen, I don't think it's a matter of we had the pull. I think he made the decision that he wanted to join us. It's nothing to do with Bayern Munich, being below Barcelona and all of this stuff. And in the end, yeah, Bayern Munich wanted to keep Lewandowski for another season. But when they realized that Lewandowski's mind wasn't at the club anymore, because do you remember? You guys remember that famous picture of Lewandowski? First day of training, he walked into the training ground in Bayern Munich, and they showed his face. This brother looked so disinterested, bro.
Yeah, he looks so down.
He looked like he couldn't be asked. And I think it was like that moment of them seeing his face was when they were like, all right, you know what, man, let's just get rid of him. Because they knew this guy was going to play, but brother, his mind is no longer at the club. And you don't ever want to keep a player who has made it adamantly clear that he doesn't want to be at the club. Like, I remember saying this to Mo from PSG INT when we talk about PSG. I said, this is what cost you guys the past few years. You kept players that didn't want to be at your club. You weren't pride just enough to say, you know what, bro, you don't want to be here, then fuck off. You understand what I mean, right? Bro, we're not keeping anyone. Toni Kroos played for our club. When Toni Kroos didn't want to be here, all right, man, there's the door. Right? Every player that wants to, and that's the issue. You guys like Leroy Sané moving like this, bro. Prime Bayern Munich would have never let a guy like Leroy Sané move the way he's moving now. Ever. You understand what I mean? The way you're bending over backwards for players like this who haven't shown anything makes no sense. This is why I'm like, bro, you guys have lost your identity. What's made you great? Because at the end of the day, the fact that Florian Writz can sit down and say, yeah, he wanted to move to Bayern Munich. His dream was to move to Bayern Munich. And then all of a sudden, Liverpool give him a better offer. He's like, well, you know what? Liverpool are in a better place than Bayern Munich right now, so I'll probably just go to Liverpool. You see my point? This is the issue, isn't it?
Yeah, but
So,
can I
and-
ask you a question quickly? Can I ask you a question quickly, though? Because I know you're saying this bend over backward, this and this and this, but don't you think we're in a different time now, like in football? Like, and that's what my point was about the idea of like, to get the big player, you have to pay the big bucks. I just feel like with the money that we have, I'm sorry, bro, but in some cases, not all cases, because for me, you should only do this type of stuff to players that actually is worthy of doing it to. Yeah. So it's about basically you understanding and identify who's the proper player, who's not, all that type of stuff, play a role. So don't you think that in some cases you have to? I know you said it bend over backwards, but it's not really bend over backwards the way I see it. But like, do what it takes to get a player over the line. So that's my
What's that?
question.
Oh no, what was that? What was your question? I'm sorry.
Oh no,
What was that?
yeah, no. So I was gonna ask you, like, because obviously you were saying like we used to not bend over backwards for players, and I find that true. But I feel like we're in a generation again. I have to bring it up. Players, all they care about is money and projects, right? That's all.
I mean, but the problem is not giving the money. Give them the money. I'm not even saying that you shouldn't be putting down the money. If a player is valuable, you put the money down. It's that simple. If you value the player, if the player is who you want, this is the player that you want, you believe in the project, you believe that this guy will take you to where you need to be, bro, put the money down. You understand what I mean, right? It's this idea of players who are already in the club who are not giving 100%. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
You
yeah,
understand what I'm saying, right?
In that case, you're 100% correct. No, I'm just saying. 'Cause
So-
it's- yeah.
So
in
yeah,
that
for me, this is the thing. I agree with the both of you. Here's the thing. Florian Wirtz, whatever you say, you can say whatever you want about him. But I'm gonna tell you that the guys this right now. I can't even blame this guy 100%. I think that if you guys were serious, you guys would have signed this guy. Because you
Same.
guys had it in your hands. You were the favorites. He wanted to join. Like you remember, bro, when we wanted Lewandowski, when Lewandowski made it clear he wanted to join Barca, we did everything in our power. Even though we were broke, we tried every single tactic we could use to make sure we signed them. You understand what I mean, right? And that's what you do when a valuable player is in the market and he's shown interest, right? You move quick because you know that other clubs could be in there to sign the player. And that's what happened. You guys were too lax. You just sat there and just thought, he said he's going to join us. PSG, Manchester City, they can say whatever they want. Florian Wirtz and his dad have made it clear to us that he wants to join us. Man, that's not how things work. Money talks. Money talks in the end. And in the end, you guys were dilly-dallying. And here you are. Your prime target is left now. Bro, like, before we do move on, where do you guys go from here, man? Well, where do you go from here since now that this deal is basically gone now?
You know, if it was up to me, because I know Liam is not gonna like this, because I've talked to him about this. Get Ryan Cherki.
Bro, that's actually a very, very smart deal right there. Liam, what do you think about Cherki?
I think you have to go get him because, first of all, he's a baller, and he's a similar, in terms of position, similar profile to Writz, position-wise.
I mean, what do you think, Liam? Do you think I mean, Cherki would not be a bad plan B at all, to be honest.
I think it would be unreal plan B, if you ask me.
I understand it, you know, and if this was like a up and coming player that you're looking at and so on and so forth, and then you get rejected by him, so then you go for somebody else, then fine. But this is like, and this is the thing, me calling, like, a lot of people on my stream were getting triggered because I was calling him a rat and so on and so forth. But at the same time, like, I still haven't said he's shit. I'm not gonna say he's shit because he's not. He's a class player, and there's a reason why it's pissed me off that he's, you know, gone against his word. But at the same time, yeah, Cherki's he's a good player. He's a good player, but why is every other club not looking at him? That's my problem.
I mean, PSG are definitely interested. I mean, if you lose, I mean, you lost Desiree Doué to to PSG. Don't let Shirky go. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I think Shirky is a good player. Now here's the thing. Also, and also what's important is this, Liam. A Shirky would actually be a smart signing, which is something Bayern have always been good at in the past, right? You guys were good at getting smart signings that actually did well. This would actually be a smart signing because this guy has hype. You understand what I'm saying? He has
And
hype.
it's cheap.
He's shown potential, and like I mentioned, it is cheap, right? But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Let me actually read some of these comments before we do move on. A lot of you guys have been commenting. Big up to every single one of you guys who have been commenting. Mark says, also, Leverkusen were responsible. I hope Leverkusen gets relegated. Bro, Leverkusen did their job. They didn't want to sell to a rival. That's what rivals should do. Let's be honest.
I respect them, by the way, for having a backbone, because I've always said the other Bundesliga clubs have no backbone. However, I still hate them, but just because I hate them don't mean I don't respect what they've done. Because I've always maintained this. The reason why we're able to dominate our league is because everyone else have no backbone and everyone are selling clubs. The fact that they didn't want to sell to us, if I'm keeping the energy the same, I have to respect it, low key. I really do. This is what it is.
100%. I don't know. I think Liam's screen is frozen.
Yeah, he's frozen.
But it's frozen.
I'm here.
Yeah, there we go. There you go. Next up says, Uli Hoeneß built the history of Bayern Munich. He changed Bayern's history. You can't say that, Liam. I mean, what does that what? It's not simple. You can criticize him? Like
Bro,
what?
That being a fan of a football club gives me the right. Going to see the football club gives me the right. I've seen the football club. I've been to the stadium. I buy the merch. Why does that not give me the right to say this or that? Like that makes no sense. Have I once said that this guy is not giving us things? No, I haven't. I'm saying it's time for him to go. This is the problem. I know that you're probably trying to trigger me because you're a Barca fan. I get it.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you're kind of just exposing yourself as a fraud for Sam, to be honest. Because, like, again, if you're trying to get like a reaction and so on, I get it, like 100%, and I'd be the same. You know, I'm the one that tries to troll Barca all the time, obviously. But you are making yourself look like an idiot because let's not beat around the bush here, mate. Remember, your club's still in 1.5 billion debt.
I mean, technically, we're not in a billion debt anymore, but we are still in debt technically. So, you know, we're not out of debt just yet. But, you know, we're close to not being. I mean, to be fair, I'll say this now, Liam. I think that all big clubs are actually all in debt since COVID. It's just that some clubs are more in worse debt than others.
We're not in any.
I mean, I think okay. So you guys is different because you guys actually are saved by kind of how you guys handle like transfers and business stuff. But outside of like England, outside of Germany, I think Premier League is different. But in La Liga, especially, people like talking about Barcelona. But I think Barcelona is the worst one. But every club has gone through financial. I mean, look at teams like Valencia, bro. These clubs they're lucky they're not even liquidated at this point. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right. So
on this app, can you share screen on this app?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, I'm sure
there's a share button. There should be a share button down there.
I understand. Let me.
Can you see a share?
Did it go on? Did it go on?
Yeah. I see it. You want me to show it?
Yes, please.
There we are.
So this is what I think Bayern will go with next season. Now, realistically, you're putting Kimmich at the DM spot. Still, we're not going to get him. You can have someone at right back. But I think we get a Cam. If it's Cherky, cool. I'll take him. But this is what company was going to go with. A lot of people don't understand this. And this is why I can say stuff that I say because I read the news every single... Now, I'm not saying I'm better than anyone. I'm not. But I read the news every day, so I understand what's going on and so on. So this is what company want to do. You want to do a 4-1-4-1 system where obviously you have the goalkeeper, you have the four at the back, just like normal. Then you have someone alone, which is probably going to be Kimmich, unfortunately. The guy's a donkey, but whatever. Olise, two cams. So they're not just two midfielders, they're two cams. And then you have Raphael Leao, and then you have Kane. Now, I still don't necessarily think Raphael is good enough. But if we're going with this system, which is more attacking, I wouldn't mind it, personally.
This is a good team. I'm not even gonna lie. This is
I'm not a
actually
fan
a
of this.
pretty good team.
It's a good looking team, but I don't like the formation, to be honest.
No. So here's the thing. I like the Cherky, Stella, and Musiala midfield. I think there's a lot of creativity in that midfield right there. You understand what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Leao has a tendency to go missing in moments, right? So I completely hear this. Olise, we know how good Olise is. Kane is still Kane. The defense, Jonathan Tah and Upamecano. I mean, Upamecano, you've been singing his praises all of this season, Liam.
Yeah.
And Davis, obviously, Davis will be back at the start of the season next season, right?
Yeah. Should be.
I don't know about immediately at the start, to be honest. Probably
If-
it'll be like
If
October.
all goes well, he'll be back at the start. But that might be.
I mean, it's a good team. It's a good team. I mean, what do you say about this team, Zeer?
No, for me, I'm not a fan of it only for one reason. I feel like there's no defensive stability.
Yeah, but there is if you put Stiller in as the single. If you put Kimmich there, I 100% agree.
Yeah, but he can't do all the job on his own, Liam.
Well, no,
Like-
because Kimmich would push up, Zia. Kimmich would push up. Where's the tab? Let me go on the tab. So in game, you obviously got these two pushing up.
Yeah, I understand that.
Obviously he'll be around.
Maybe if Musiala works hard and drops deep to help win the ball.
Because even when Kimmich was right back, he wasn't really doing this thing that Lima
Yeah,
does.
he inverted. I know what you mean.
He doesn't really go up, cross the ball, up, do this cutting. He can't shoot. Realistically, he can't shoot. He comes into this position here, and gets the ball and then bangs it. It's not really he's not a flair player like Olise or like a Yamal, obviously. Typical. There's an advert in the way.
I disagree. He can shoot, but
he can shoot, but he's not he's not going to do the Rob end where he cuts in and then bangs it.
Oh yeah, but he can take long range shots, is what I'm saying.
So realistically, when we're on the attack, I think it would be like that. Move those up like that, and then he'll.
Wait. So you think Kimmich would be like roaming around like from like the right back to like the defensive midfield like that?
Yeah, because if we go back over to the formation we actually play, when let me just put Stiller at right back. Obviously, he's not going to play there. But when we play, obviously our right back pushes up, and then it crosses in and whatever, and Kimmich sits there normally, unless he goes with himself.
That's actually true.
There. This is the problem. Kimmich needs to play right back because what's best for Bayern is him playing right back, but he's not ever going to actually be a full right back like you would want from your right back. So Reece James, whoever, it doesn't matter whoever you want to pick. This is where he sits. He literally sits in this position here. So I think it would work if he goes to play right back.
But that's the thing, Bassam, I don't know. He makes a lot of sense here. I'm not gonna lie. Well, don't like? Where's the space? Like, do you think he's still a very good defensively?
Yeah,
he's good defensively.
But here's my concern. My concern is, well, yes, we have the ball, so going forward, maybe we'll score goals. Cool, but again, we concede counter-attacks, guys, man. And sometimes it's because our midfield battle is lost. You can have Stiller, you can have Kim, it doesn't matter. Hell, you can have Rodri there. You're not winning a midfield battle on your own. You're just not.
But obviously with this, it's super attacking. Harry Kane hopefully will stay in the box. Obviously not.
Unless Musiala helps, but
yeah, for instance, when we're back defending, realistically, it would be probably like that. Now, this guy needs to come back. That's the problem. That's why I don't want to buy him, because he's so lazy, thinks he's Cristiano Ronaldo and will not come back.
This is why you guys need to go in for Rodrigo, man. Imagine this team with Rodrigo on that left side.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I would love to have Rodrigo, but this board is already cheap as it is. You really think they're going to go get Rodrigo after we couldn't get Writz?
Bro, listen, man. You've just lost out on Writz, so that should be the incentive to go and get in Flipping Rodrigo.
It should be, but they're not going to...
I don't know if it's true or not, but what Josh was telling me, Triguna, bless up to him. He was telling me that it's being touted that they can get Rodrigo for 80 million. I don't know if that's true or not, but if you can get him,
you can too.
if you can get him for freaking 80 million, then bro, that's a steal and a half.
And you know what's crazy? I think that Leao, the AC Milan asking for something similar, around 70 to 75 to 80.
Bro, that would be Man United buying Maguire level of stupid to get Leao for that.
Exactly.
Like, that's dumb.
I mean, that's the thing. Look at this team with you got Rodrigo on one side, Olise on the other side, Musiala, Cherki, bro. This team, right? This team.
This triangle here. Sorry, I know I'm dominating.
No. Go ahead.
This triangle here alone. Oh my god, it's disgusting.
Do you guys understand, bro? This is This is my point. I think that unless like I mentioned, this looks on paper like the squad, the team I'm looking at. This looks dirty. This is an absolutely dirty team right here, right? But I'm gonna tell you this now, right? I want to see how this team reacts to defensively, right? Because you have said that Stella is good in his defensive work, but here's the thing: I don't know how much work Turkey and Musiala are going to do defensively, because they will have to do defensive work. You can't just rely on Stella alone in down the field.
Does come back.
That's my worry, Omar. That's my worry about the system.
In the formation that we play now, Jamal does come back.
Yeah, that's true. He does come back. But like Sharky, then you mentioned if we're getting Leao.
Yeah,
I don't think it's smart, bro. I actually would rather stick with 4-2-3-1 and get a Stiller and play him alongside Kimmich. And again, this is why I've always maintained this argument, and I'm never gonna budge. Palhinha has to stay. He has to stay.
Yeah, but the problem with it though, Zeer, and I don't necessarily disagree with you in certain terms, but if we go with the formation that we play now, let's just say that this player here is either Rodrigo or it is Leao. When you go with this, then you have to go and get me another right back, because no matter if we get Stiller or we don't get Stiller, Kimmich is playing there. That's the problem. So let's just say we were to sign, I don't even know, a right back. Let's just say Reece James. We won't sign him, but go away with your stupid adverts. It's peak. And that's why Palhinha. This is why we have to get
but then why don't you? I mean, look. I mean, it says a lot of good fullbacks out here. I mean, you can go and get Van der Sar from Monaco. Like, the guy is a very, very good right back. I mean, Barcelona are looking at him.
I actually don't know. And here's the thing with Liga, and as much as I respect it, I actually don't know much about a lot of players. Like, if I hear anything about a Liga player and Barnes and Kudem, usually the first thing I do is ask Steve. Because I don't know much about them unless if I've seen them in Champions League games.
Wait, what does that comment say there? Liam Company played this system at the start of the season. Musiala was dropping deep to help build up a progression and plays.
I mean, okay, so
that is why we have to get rid of Palhinha, though. It's dumb. It makes no sense why you sign a player and a year later you get rid of him. We should never have gotten him anyway. He's a Thomas Tuchel player who plays.
You guys were obsessed with him for so many years.
He plays defensive football. Why would you go and get a player that is going to go into an attacking system? This is a reason why the board need to go, because they don't know what they're doing. But we don't get Stiller if we keep Palhinha. That's fact. So,
yeah, man.
Listen, man. Listen, if they're gonna get rid of what's his name, Palhinha, they better get Stiller then. Again, but here's the thing, Liam. Do you trust this board to do their job?
No, I don't trust this board to put on their trials.
And there you go, Liam. So that's something you have to think about.
Yeah, 100%. Yo, wait a minute. Is this actually true? Is he talking about Bayern Munich? Owned by Audi.
So basically, because we're 50 plus with the 50+1 thing, so I believe 75% of it is owned by the fans, right? From with us.
Who do you support?
I don't. I don't know who he's a. Is he a? I
Well,
mean, he might
yes,
be a
20,
Barca
yes,
player.
but then yes, there remains, I believe, like 8% each. Audi, Allianz, and Adidas.
Adidas. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. But yeah, man, listen, guys, this bro, we've spent over an hour on this Florian Wirtz talk, man. This is the longest segment we've done on this show. But listen, man, let's actually talk about a little bit of about Barca, right? Because this week we actually renewed two new contracts, right, of two players that two people who actually were very, very important to our season, right? Firstly, we have added another year to Hansi Flick's contract. He's now going to be at the club till 2027, and Raphinha is staying till 2028. That's a contract he signed 2 days ago. I mean, from a Barcelona's perspective, right, I am absolutely happy about it because let's be real, right? Whatever you think of Raphinha, you know, we've said what we said, but at the end of the day, Raphinha's got like over 50 GA this season. Like, you can't ignore it. You understand what I mean, right? Like, you got to keep these players, right? You got to keep them in reach, right? For what we plan to do next season. You understand what I'm saying, right? Because I do believe that we need to kick on from what we've done this season. But what is also important to me is keeping Hansi Flick, because obviously I don't expect Hansi Flick to be here 5, 6, 7, 8 years. Nah, I don't think so. I think after 2027 he'll probably walk out on his own. Let's say if he wins a Champions League, right, in next season or the season after or something like that, right? He'll basically, if he wins everything that is there to win in Barcelona, he'll probably just take a break and just say, you know what, yeah, I'm good. You understand what I mean, right? But what do you guys think of like Barcelona, like this early in the transfer, before literally the end of the season, right? Already tying these two down. Like, what do you think about it, Liam?
Well, yeah, you're moving like a big club. This is what big clubs should do. This is why this was obviously I'm always going to relate to Bayern Munich because obviously that's my club.
Of course. We're big clubs, man.
This is what Bayern should have done. This is what we should have gone and got Jamal Musiala as soon as the contract went to a certain amount of years, whatever that time frame is. If it's 2 years, if it's 3 years, you go and do it. Look at what Man City have just done with Erling Haaland. Now, I'm not saying put him on a
9-year contract.
That in itself is a death row contract. But at the same time, they're moving like a big club because if anyone comes sniffing around him, yeah, cool. We got 9 years on him. Come on him. Because you can't do anything in it. And this is the thing. This is why Man City are one of the best clubs in the world and run the best club in the world. Because what they do with their contracts is they know that Real Madrid might want to get Haaland eventually, or Barcelona might want to get him, or Bayern Munich might want to go him. One of the big clubs will try and get him. Maybe Newcastle somehow get rid of Isaac to Barca, and then they want him or something. And the way that they do it is smart because then they push it to the point where you will pay what we want. Haaland can push this deal as much as he wants. Let's say he wants to leave in 2 years or whatever. He can push the deal as much as he wants. You're not going anywhere. Legally, you have signed a contract to stay at this football club. So, yeah, what you've done with Hansi Flick, obviously, my opinion on Hansi Flick.
Of course.
Great manager. Obviously, I think he's an idiot for going to your club, but whatever. But at the same time, signing Raphinha as well, he's been arguably, I actually think he's been your best player. I know a lot of people will say Lamine Yamal, but, without him, Lamine didn't turn up in the game against us. It was Raphinha that turned up against us, and he got you win against us. Now, that doesn't really mean anything. You guys got further than we did, blah, 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 whatever. But still, that it's just good deal. And you're moving like a big club. This is what should have happened with Bayern. We should have got Musiala, whatever that deal got down to, you sign him up. Same with Alfonso, same with Kimmich if you wanted to keep him.
I mean, you already signed Alphonso Davies, right? So basically, you think what your club should have done is, let's say, tie up Musiala, tie up Alphonso Davies like they just did. Tie up Olise, increase Olise's contract, basically extended a little bit more.
This is the problem, Omar, right? And this is why I'm saying, full well, I hate your club. I can't stand it. But at the same time, you're moving like a big club, right? And this is what Bayern should have done, because when they go into the final year, they are literally scrambling They're basically like a missus that's just told the man to get out of the house. We're done. Get out. Go. And he's there scrambling. I'll do the dishes. I'll do this. I'll do that. Like, and that's what they're doing in contract negotiations. Jamal Musiala has 2 release clauses in his contract. Jamal Musiala should not have 2 release clauses in his contract. That is a joke. But we let it go down to the final year, and that's what happens. So, yeah, man, it's peak. It's peak. But Sam, bro, stop being a fraud. You know full well we own you. So let's not do this. But yeah, man, that's personally how I say it. But I'll shut up and I'll let Zeer speak because I've been talking too much.
No, all good, man. Come on, get it out of your system. Go ahead, Zeer. I mean, what do you think about the fact that Barcelona, right before the end of the season, have already tied up these 2 guys, right? Like these 2 who have been very important to our season to longer deals, like personally.
I mean, listen, man. By the way, quick question. What phase is Hansi Flick in?
Oh my word.
Face domestic trouble, basically. Face win.
Hey, no, because listen, I know it's I mean our club's moving kind of like them lately. I can't even lie. How did we not want Hansi Flick? I don't even know. The market opportunity is there.
Listen, there's a reason I put this chat. There you go, man.
Listen. I have to admit, man, amazing business. I mean, you see that Raphinha again. I understand that in certain games he doesn't turn up, but when you're scoring that many goals and getting the assist that you, by the way, can I just say, I've seen, you know me, I've watched some Barça games. That Raphinha's set pieces, and I mean corner specifically, is underrated. Oh my days. Yeah. Like, yes, he may not be as techy, but he does offer other things. So, and it's shown this season under Hansi Flick. So the fact that he's doing that and you've got him onto a new deal, great. Now, if you just add somebody as a backup to him, you're sorted. Now, with Hansi Flick, that's the biggest one because he's the reason. I actually think Hansi Flick is the reason to why there's an element of change in your culture of the club. It's like an element of like the old Barcelona, you know, like the Barcelona that they figure out a way to win in the boardroom by looking within, you know. And it's not even just that; it's about understanding who they are, innit? So the fact that Hansi Flick is German, but there's a similarity with Flick and Barcelona, and there's a similarity with Flick in the old days of Bayern. Yeah, we try to win in our own ways, and we'll do it no matter what. Yeah, purpose. So the fact that you've kept him again, I think it's the greatest business of them all, and you've done them early. So the fact that you've done them early, now all you have to do is whoever you want to get rid of, get rid of. Whoever you want to, improve.
Yeah, he needs to be, bro. There is no doubt. Yeah, keep going before I see what I have to say. Go ahead.
Yeah. And then again, whoever you have to get rid of, get rid of. Whoever you want to bring in as backups or like just to improve the squad, do so, and then kick on again, man. It's that simple, really, for you guys. But but I was gonna say again, there's one thing.
Yeah, go.
The fact that they're doing that, and Omar, you've been doubting Deco for time.
Bro, no, don't. Go ahead. No, please. No. I'll let him go ahead. What do you have to say about Deco? I don't want to go off it.
Hey, what's the process with Deco, man?
What's the process with Deco, bro? These guys, Deco. Have you been hearing what Deco has been saying? Listen,
no. I know. I'm just trolling, brother. I am trolling.
No. This guy, trying to trigger me. You absolute fraud, man. Let me tell you something. This Deco guy, I've said it before. This brother hasn't done. This guy has been there 1 year. I'm already want him out. I'm being that serious, man. This guy's pissing me off, right? First of all, he's sitting there talking about, we're not looking at fullbacks. Have you seen our fullbacks this season? We basically lost the semi-final of
you don't get a fullback now. Then now we have to ask questions because you saw what happened against Inter Milan when you only had what's that guy's name, Torre and bloody
flipping Hector Ford and flipping Gerard Martin, bro.
Yeah, Gerard Martin. Sorry, yes, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm.
Go ahead, but that is the point that I'm making.
Yeah, like if your board actually like, let's say hypothetically, bro, if you kept Cancelo, why? By the way, in El Hilal, I missed him in the Champions League games, yeah, just to prove a point. Like, imagine you had Cancelo, yeah, and you had Koundé, and you had Balde, yeah. So then now you need just another fullback, and you're sorted.
Yeah, we should. I said it in the summer. I said we should have kept Cancelo. I mean, a lot of people say, "Oh, but he's defensive work, this and this and this."
Oh,
Bro,
he's so
I'm like,
underrated. I'm telling you right now, he's actually underrated. Defensive.
I said, bro, for me, I feel like Cancelo would have cooked on the flick. I think he played on the flick, didn't he? Did he play on the flick?
No,
was that after the season?
Nagelsmann, he played on
Nagelsmann, but that's the thing. I think with Flick he would cook because Flick likes his attackers, his fullbacks to go forward. Like you remember how Davies looked for you guys, right? Because of how good he is going forward. But he absolutely was killing it, right? I think that his crossing would be incredible. Everything like that, right? He would absolutely cook with that. But when it comes to Deco, I mean, we talk about that, but also apparently, like you're hearing the rumors about like Liverpool are asking for 85 million and we're considering it for Luis Diaz. I said, brother, if we sign Luis Diaz for 85 million, bro, sack him right at that spot, bro. I want him sacked literally. No,
especially when you just signed Raphinha to a new deal. That's crazy.
Can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
So with Hansi Flick, right? Don't worry, there isn't. I'm not gonna do the thing that I normally do when I'm taking a piss or anything.
Go ahead.
Like with Hansi Flick, he's just won you a domestic treble, right? So the best thing he could do is win you a treble with the Champions League, win you a sextuple again because you've obviously already won one. That's probably all he can do, right? So do you think, number one, I've got a couple of questions. Number one, do you think he's peaked too early with this team? Because this team's, you'll say this yourself, isn't as good as it should be, right? So that's number one. And then, like, number two, why have you only given him a 1 year deal? Like, if I'm right by saying it's only a 1 year extension. No?
I think that's more to do with him. I think he might have been the one to insist on like a slower because I don't think he sees himself being at the club for too long. I feel like maybe with him, he wants to achieve what he wants to achieve, and maybe like just after that, take a break from football and maybe try his water somewhere else. Now, this is the second thing, right? You talked about peaking too soon. Now, here's the thing. I don't know about other Barca fans, but I know about me. When it comes to Hansi Flick, this season he's won us a league. He's won the Copa del Rey. He's won the Spanish Super Cup. Obviously, next season, I expect us to challenge for the league, right? That's the bare minimum, right? Yeah. If we don't win the league, I would not hold it against him, right? Next season, honestly, if we win the Champions League, and that's the only trophy we win, for me, it's a 10 out of 10 season. Because you won us a domestic treble last season and you win us a Champions League this season. Basically, you've won us a trophy you didn't win last season. You understand what I'm saying, right? If we win the Champions League alone next season, right? So for me, I would say this. I think that Hansi Flick has shown that if you give him the players that he needs, he can take this club to better heights, right? Now, I don't expect Barcelona to now just go ahead and dominate world football. I mean, I would love to, but we have to be realistic, right? Sometimes the problem with football fans is they look at just like you just mentioned. They'll see something like what Hansi Flick has achieved this season and say, "Oh, we won a domestic treble this season. Next season, we won the real treble." Yeah. And if he doesn't get it, then he needs to be sacked because then he's downgraded. No, that's how I look at it personally. You understand what I'm saying, right? So I think that we just need to do we need to do that. You understand what I'm saying, right? But it all depends on how the club decide to back him because we need to back him for sure, man. We need to back him for sure, for sure. But yeah, man, I'm happy that we were able to pack these guys up. Like I mentioned, the another thing I would just like to say before we move on to the final segment, right? Yeah. The Luis Diaz talk. I've said it before. People are saying, "Oh, Omar, why do you hate Luis Diaz?" I don't hate Luis Diaz. I just think that, bro, 85 million for Luis Diaz. Are you smoking crack? Like, yeah, bro.
1,000, bro. I wouldn't eat if my club spent 85 million on him. I'd be pissed.
Like, bro, like seriously, what are we on about? I said it, bro. I'm like, bro, you trying to spend what for 85 million on the cocaine quadrado? Are you dumb? Nah, man, I'm not trying to buy. I'm not trying to buy the cocaine quadrado. I'm good, man. Nah, man, no.
That's the
Listen,
thing.
I'm not saying that I wouldn't take him,
Yeah,
but
of course.
I'm not taking him for that money. Absolutely not.
And that's the problem, right? Because you'll get people saying to you, well, it's not your money, Omar. But people don't understand that, cool, maybe it's not Omar's money, but you spend that on getting him. What happens if all of your centre-backs get injured? You got no money left to fucking spend.
See, this is what people don't understand, isn't it? Is it, Liam?
Yeah, because they just think
Barcelona,
because
because as Barca fans, we know that we are still financially strapped. Not that the way was broke as we were like 5 years ago. We are limited in how much we can spend. So imagine we spend 85 million on one player, bro. That's basically what 70% of our budget right there gone.
Yeah.
Like, bro, this team needs new fullbacks. We need a new keeper. We need a left winger. We need like 3 positions. We need to fill our 3 positions, right? And we need to buy these players in these positions. Some of them are going to be very expensive. I know the winger is going to be the most expensive one. But here's the thing. I look at Luis Diaz, and for me, I can see the difference between Luis Diaz and Nico Williams. Now, Nico Williams is going to be cheaper. You understand what I mean? Like, Nico Williams is cheaper. Or Lookman. Like, Lookman is cheaper. He's way cheaper than all of them.
Yep.
Like, get me all of these players. Like, at the end of the day, man, it makes no sense. Like, I've never seen the hype of Luis Diaz, respectfully. I think that, I'm not saying he's a terrible winger, but dude, the way Barcelona are so obsessed with this guy makes no sense to me. It really doesn't. Because I don't see enough of him. He's too inconsistent. I don't get it. Like, the guy has his moments, but dude, he's so inconsistent. It's ridiculous. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it really makes no sense, man. But Liam, I do want to quickly talk about this because the season is obviously over now, right? We're in the last week, right? This is the last weekend of the season. Am I correct in saying, did Harry Kane, was it confirmed that Harry Kane is the player of the season in Bundesliga this season, right?
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think? Do you think he deserves it, or do you think someone else at Bayern Munich should have won it?
I think it's fraudulent, bro, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I had a feeling. That's why I had to ask.
Like, cool, he's top goal scorer. See, this is the thing that annoys me, right? Is he's top goal scorer, right? And that itself has to be given credit to, because he's, of all of the people, like Goesi, obviously in the last couple of weeks were scoring loads of goals and so on. So he's still got the top goal scorer award, and obviously he scores a shitload of goals and so on. But he wasn't even the second best player at Bayern. Like, it makes no sense to me, because Jamal Musiala, I think, was better than him this season. Jamal actually was scoring goals. The criticism that a lot of people have for Jamal is that he doesn't score enough goals, where he was scoring more goals, and he was actually scoring with his head, which he never does. So you can see that he's improving in that aspect and adding that to his game. And then he was bailing us out. For him, he was the reason why we got what we got against Dortmund. And then on top of that, so if Jamal Musiala is better than him that season, then why does then Olise not get it? Olise has been arguably the best player in the world in our league. If you take it, like, if you go to the best player in the league, yeah. I personally think Olise should be up for the Ballon d'Or. I don't think he'd win it. Obviously, we only just won.
Do you think he should? Oh, so you think
he should be in the list?
In the list. Like, where would you rank him in the list? Personal list.
Well, Yamal obviously won a thingy. So
okay. So I don't want you to pick a specific number, because I know that's going to be harder. It's like a 30-man list, right? Where do you think he should be? Top 10, top 20, top 30? Where do you think he should be?
Okay, well, you man obviously won a thingy, so a lot of your players will be in there. Your best players, anyway.
And the Champions League winner. So if PSG wins, so you got Dembele, Wally in it. Kvaratskhelia might be in it. If Inter win it,
I want to say top 10, but I think that's pushing it. So I would say,
probably top 20.
top 20, top 15, but just be on the list in anyway. That's what I want. Just to be in the list because he deserves to be in there.
Has he been turning up in Europe? Because that's also very important.
Yeah, he's been amazing for us this season in the Champions League.
I mean,
and like,
so for you, he should have won the Player of the Season, Bundesliga Player of the Season.
Yeah,
him?
But I know why Harry Kane won it because Harry Kane
the top goal scorer and the PR.
Yeah, PR, and it's number one. It's fan voted, and look at I know people might not understand what I'm going to say, but look at the likes he got on TikTok when he was singing "We Are the Champions" and all of this. The guy got 1.9 million likes.
Yeah, he's loved. I got you.
You know what I mean? Like because he won it because this season was his first trophy and this, blah blah blah. I think that's why he's won it personally. But he was definitely not the best player in the league. Not a chance.
Yeah. I mean, let's do some of these comments before Zeer comes back. It says the only problem with this is for Barcelona, by the way. It says the only problem is registration. We are financially stable. Come now, in return will bring huge revenue. Yeah, we know all of that, but brother, the reason why we are having registration problems is because we are actually below the list. You understand what I'm saying? Like our wage bill is so high, we actually need to sell players so that we can get below it and be able to go and buy players, and which is important. Like we're talking about all the players we could bring in, but first the outgoings need to happen. You understand what I'm saying? Like Ansu Fati looks like he's going to be going to Monaco, right? That deal is, I think they're already in talks, Monaco and Ansu, and that's going to be a good deal for him. I'm happy for him. Like Monaco is it's a club that they believe in the youth, right? So yeah, man, I hope that he does well there. Zeer, I was asking Liam about the fact that Harry Kane has won the Bundesliga Player of the Season, and he doesn't personally think that he deserves it. Right? He can see why he won it, but he thinks that maybe like Olise definitely deserves it in his eyes. Like, what do you think, Zeer, about?
To be honest, bro. But quickly, let me see. Yeah, Liam, I sent you a private message in the chat. Liam. Anyway, to be honest, I agree with Liam. I don't think he deserves this award. Like that kicker award he got is the best he should get. Because he's top goal scorer. But the half of this season, he's been diabolical, if I'm being honest. Despite scoring.
And he was better last season as well.
Yeah, imagine we didn't win anything and he was better. Like last season, he deserved best player, but obviously because Writz won the Bundesliga, they gave it to him. Yada yada yada. Listen, I think it's a PR thing, but Liam brings a good point that I didn't think of. Maybe because he won a trophy, they gave it to him. But for deeping it, there's a couple of players. Now Liam mentioned Olise and Musiala. I would like to add in a player, but again, because he's a defender, he's not going to get as much credit for it. And also, he got injured. Davies.
Yeah, Alphonso Davies.
I think Davies at Bayern's been better than him. Listen.
Bro, if we're pushing in this, bro, Upa's got to be in there as well.
No, because Upamecano is like Harry Kane. Performed in the season. Like, we're not doing this, Liam. Yeah, keep the same energy. Fraud. He's the guy I deal with every time, Omar.
But Sam agrees, man. He's saying why. Yeah, he thought you would say Upamecano when you said defender.
No. Davies. I think Davies been one. I actually think at one stage, Davies has been our best player. And I mean by best, I mean consistent. But when he got injured, it just gave more leeway for Olise to take that role. Personally, I think obviously because he's an attacker and it's obviously attackers, goals or assists or them creating chances, whatever, they win you game. It's like with you guys with the Amal, like that for us was Olise, but he had more in product. So that's why I would edge Olise over the other players as mentioned. By the way, and I agree, Musiala has improved in goal scoring and assisting. Assisting, I mean, yeah, but his output improved to a degree. But yeah, I'll give it to Olise, man, because that guy stepped up for majority of the season.
Okay. I completely hear it for sure. Big up to all the people in the chat. Lakshan is actually a Barca fan, by the way. He says, now that now we're not getting João Garcia because Espanyol suffer. Yeah, apparently, did you guys see when I know you guys don't watch that league. If you guys haven't seen it, see how basically the fans reacted after they survived relegation. I didn't watch the game, but I think he might have saved him for relegation. The fans, they all just went to the field and they just started hoisting him up like the second coming of Jesus, bro. I'm like, yo, that's how you know. Like this guy, he probably isn't leaving now. But yeah. Oh yeah, because Tommy says they should have given it to Olise. I think he's agreeing with you. That's crazy. He's actually agreeing with Liam. Says Musiala is better than Writz. I mean, I don't think anyone here would disagree with you. None of the Bayern fans, especially after everything. He says won't hear any arguments from it. Won't hear any arguments from idiots. This is a fact. Musiala clear of Writz. I wouldn't say clear, but
No, not clear. You know what it is? I've always said this because obviously a lot of people, when they look at football players, they look at as like the best players are the ones that's like more consistent. This. The way how I look at it usually is now, Omar. I think you and I look at it in a similar way. Better footballer, but then better goal scorer type thing. You know. Or like who has more to their game, but that doesn't mean they're better footballers. I think Musiala is the better footballer, which means he has more tech in him. But I feel like Florian Wirtz has more into his game than Musiala. Like I think he has better passing range. I think he's more of a killer in front of goal than Musiala. Or actually, I think there is now because Musiala has improved. To be fair,
I was actually agreeing with everything you said until you said that.
Bro, now here's the thing. Last season, I would have told you Wirtz had better in product, but Musiala's in product has improved massively. To be fair,
I think Wirtz is a better midfielder than Jamal. Jamal is a better attacking player than Wirtz. Wirtz is a passer. He does get goals. I'm not going to say he doesn't because that would be stupid for me to say. He does get goals, but he also is mainly a passer. He gets a lot of assists. Where with Jamal can get the assists, of course he can, but at the same time he does do it on his own a lot as well, which I know is a criticism, 100%. Because it's a team game. We're not, this ain't 1v1s here. But yeah, for me, I don't know. I don't like the word clear because there was a reason why I wanted. I think I'm not going to backtrack on that. But yeah, for me personally, I think he's better. He's better than him. It's not clear though. I don't. Yeah.
No, for me, Musiala is a better footballer. But then again, like I just think.
I mean, I'll be honest. I did put players at a very similar level, so I hear when people say Musiala is better, and some people say that Wirtz is better. I'm very honest, man. I rate them around the same level. So yeah, man. I mean, listen, man. Yeah, man. Big up to every single one of you guys, man. Make sure you guys smash the like button. Big up to every single one of you guys. This is the last chat. Bassam says, Wirtz will give you 8 out of 10 in creations, goal scoring, and dribbling. Musiala will give you 10 out of 10, but other things are lower than Wirtz. I hear it. But yeah, man. I mean, I'll start with you, Liam. Tell the guys what's coming up on your channel, what you've got planned for the off season. Sure, Bayern View is still going to be active in the summer. Obviously, Club World Cup coming around, so you got that to look forward to as well. Content like watch-alongs and stuff like that. Yeah, let the people know, man, what they can expect from the Bayern View.
Yeah, man. So Bayern View, the best Bayern channel I found. Fan channel, Bayern channel on YouTube, without a doubt. And we're aiming to be the biggest. So all the support, much and greatly appreciated. Content wise, we were doing like 5 streams a day, so which is a bit crazy in itself. So obviously that will lower a little bit, but yeah, man, daily videos, daily streams, so on and so forth. We're going to be watching some of the Bayern players in internationals as well. And yeah, man, every single day we go live, at least 2 to 3 times a day. Speaking obviously of this and that, but at the same time, if a breaking news like the Florian Wirtz stuff comes out, there'll be a couple streams about that one particular piece of news. So yeah, if you want to know Bayern content, come to the Bayern View. There's no better place.
100%. Zeer, the season is about to end. obviously Club World Cup coming around. You know, Al Hilal, the season, the Saudi League is over. You had to watch Al
Okay.
Ittihad win. Yeah, you had to watch Al Ittihad win the league, and then watch what's his name? Is it Al Ahli who won the
Yeah,
Champions League? Or
Ali
Firmino's
one
team?
day.
Yeah.
Nakba.
So you had to see both of your like your Arab
He loves
rivals
it, man.
all
He loves
win
it.
big trophies. Like
The
man,
Jaddawi,
it's like, but
Jaddawi.
there's
Jaddawi.
one positive. If there's one positive, guys,
Loves it.
Cristiano Ronaldo will not be playing in the Asian Champions League next season. So yeah, man.
Oh, can
Yeah,
I
let's
just say
let,
quickly
yeah,
on
yeah,
Ronaldo?
yeah.
Quickly on Ronaldo.
He's trying to join us so bad, by the way. He's trying so bad to join us while
Bro,
taking
do you guys
captaincy
understand,
and
man?
all that stuff. And you know what the club did? The
Yeah,
club
man.
rejected.
We lost today, man, against Arsenal
Yeah,
in the women's Champions League final. Yeah.
you gave
Yeah,
them
1-0.
another Champions League. Oh my
Oh
god.
fuck, man! I can't believe it, man. I mean, to be fair, the Arsenal women's they actually are good. Okay,
Yeah,
they're
they are.
actually like they're actually incredible. So yeah, put
I
some
know. I'm
respect
just
on them.
saying to banter a little bit, but
No,
no.
don't worry. We should never compare the women from the men. The women are actually putting the club in the map. You understand what I mean, right?
Yeah.
So they're putting them on the map. So let's not
Same with the
disrespect
Bayern
the
women
women
as
like
well.
that. Exactly, man. Listen, man, don't disrespect the women, man. Like the men are basically tarnishing the legacy, man. The women are actually keeping the legacy alive, man. So yeah, man, it is what
Crazy.
it
Maybe they
is,
do
man.
deserve higher pay after all. But anyway, as I was saying,
Hey, in Arsenal, I know Arsenal should definitely consider that. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right. They just won a Champions League, and Kai Havertz is sat there on how much money?
let me quickly say.
Go ahead,
about
finish
Ronaldo
your point.
quickly. Um,
This guy tried so hard to join us. PIF tried so hard to sell him to us. Yeah, the idea to Al Hilal, and Hilal rejected. Yeah, like this guy is trying so hard to enter
Why?
Club World Cup.
Why is Al Nasser trying to sell their best player to Al
No,
Hilal?
no. It's Ronaldo. He is looking to like basically play AFC Champions League and Club World Cup because you know Ronaldo's ego in it. So he's trying his level
It's
hardest.
probably because Messi's there, no? Messi's in the competition, isn't he? Because Inter Miami.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
he's
Inter
trying
Miami,
his level-
but that's
the only-
bullshit,
and the
man.
only
They just threw Inter
By the
Miami.
way,
I'm not gonna lie, bro.
A Moroccan team we called Wydad, they're in the competition as well. There was interest with them and Ronaldo at one point, like a week ago.
Cristiano Ronaldo playing in the African League. Oh my days, bro.
Morocco, by the way, Moroccan fans are, bro. I'm telling you this, bro. Moroccan fans are folk. They're folk.
Yeah,
like-
man, it is toxic. Al Nasser fans are done with Cristiano, basically. Is that true?
Yeah. But Sam is right. There is a clip on TikTok. Yeah, there was an interview being done. Man was cursing out everything about Ronaldo. It was absolutely.
I'm gonna be very honest, guys.
Like it was as crazy
I
as
think-
Dave at the Emirates Stadium after they lost 3-0 to Arsenal.
That's what I'm saying. So
Like, it
here's
was
the
a
thing, guys. I'm just gonna say this about. See, here's the thing. I think that sometimes fans do go too far, but certain situations I get it. Because here's the thing. Cristiano Ronaldo is considered one of the greatest of all time, right?
Mhm.
You come to a league in Saudi where you're the best player by a mile.
You're the
You understand what I mean, right?
Yeah.
They've given you all this money. They've built a good team around you, and despite all of that, you haven't won this club one title.
Major,
And
by the
you've been
way.
at the club. And by the way, you've been at the club now for 3 years. How have you not won? And now you've hit rock bottom. You've not even qualified for the Asian Champions League. Like, I'm gonna be very real, man. I see why they're mad, man. Ronaldo, I'm gonna be very honest. Like Ronaldo, man, he's forcing it. Like for club and country, bro. He's really forcing it, bro. I don't know why this guy. It's like an ego. Like it's such an ego trip. It makes no sense, bro. Like this guy is so adamant on like proving that he's still at the top. He's still at his top level, brother. You're not, and that's nothing wrong with that. The greatest footballers of all time, all of them took a step back. Look at Messi. You think Messi was offered more money to go and join Al Hilal, your team, Zeer? But guess what? The guy wanted to retire. He wanted to go somewhere where his family can just stay and just chill, somewhere that his family would be happy to be in. You understand what I mean, right? So he ended up taking less money to join Miami because at the end of the day, he wants to live in the US with his family.
But Apple played a big role in that, by the way.
But
And
even if
And he gets his
whatever the
own
deal
football club.
is, But that's the thing. That's the problem, right? Whatever contract they gave him, the fact of the matter is, whatever they gave him, Al Hilal could have matched it. But he made it very clear. He kind of he showed more interest in going to America than Saudi.
To
And
be
that's
fair,
not a disrespect to
Yeah,
Saudi.
well, at the time I
And that's not-
respected it. I'm not gonna lie. At the time I respected it.
That's the thing.
Yeah, but-
I'm not very honest, right? I don't think it's a dig at the league itself. I don't
No.
think it's that. I think also
No. I
for
respect
him,
it's the culture. It's the culture.
and you got to remember as well that he gets his own football club in there.
he does. Yeah, he will get a franchise just like Beckham.
Beckham,
Like
yeah.
when he got Inter Miami, yeah, he will get.
Yeah,
his own
but
franchise.
the only reason, the reason why I understood him moving to America over here rather than here, because by the way, I don't think it's a dig on Saudi. Because if it was really a dig on Saudi,
No, I don't think it is.
If it was a dig on Saudi, he would have never ditched Paris Saint-Germain to come to Saudi at one stage. Like, by the way,
That's the
he's still a tourist ambassador, by the way, in Saudi. But like, so
That is the point. See, no. See, this is the thing.
well,
Sometimes
that's
people
why
need to understand, bro.
I'm not
You
saying
see,
it's a dig on Saudi.
no, I know, and I'm not even directing this at you. You see, this is what people don't understand, right? People like Cristiano Ronaldo, for them, this is an ego thing. This is why they always want to play at the best teams of every league that they are in, right? With Messi, I think Messi has gotten to a point now where he's realized, yo, I've completed football. I don't even have to push myself anymore, bro. I just want to just enjoy the last few years of my career. So going to Saudi and doing the whole Ronaldo Messi thing, I'm sure he's in his head is just like, brother, I don't need this, bro. I don't need this. I don't need all this attention. I'm good. You understand what I mean, right? I just want to slowly, like, look at him, his career at MLS. Nobody really talks about the MLS that much. He's just going down there, just playing football quietly. You understand what I mean, right? And I think that's how he wants to go. He just wants to go quietly. You understand what I'm saying, right? Just retire, like, play a few more years and then retire. I think that's what he really wants to do. And listen, nobody can fault him for that. And I think that is smart. See, Messi is retiring with grace. The guy is retiring, like, getting away from the limelight. Do you understand what I mean? Right? Whereas Cristiano Ronaldo, he's trying so hard to remain relevant, and as a result, he's making himself a laughing stock in football. Because people that still back Ronaldo are these Ronaldo sexuals, bro. That's what I call them. I don't care. You understand what I mean, right? Even the most realist. I mean, look at guys like No Side, who's Portuguese. Dude, the guy is sick of Cristiano.
Oh, and
Cristiano
Nasser fans are sick of I was talking to my cousin a few weeks ago about the Nasser, and I told him, what's affecting your club is Ronaldo himself. He agreed 100%. He says they have all these players and all these things and all that, and then all we do is try to cross the ball to Ronaldo, when in reality, we should be more bold on the ball and all that. Like, they have Sadio Mane, Angelo Gabriel, Otavio, Brozovic, yeah?
Bro,
Like,
how do you have a team? Look at that team. This is what I'm telling you.
And right back, by the way, is one of the top right backs in Saudi. Yeah, who can
see, this is the point, isn't it, Zeer? This is why I hear why the Al Nassr fans are mad. Because, brother, look at that team that they have. How is that team not winning one league title, or even worse, not even qualifying for the Champions League? That team.
It's crazy.
Man, this is what I'm saying, man. It's crazy.
Bro,
this team
they
is
even
so
have
like.
Duran, by the way. They even have Duran. By the way, out of all the players in that team, yeah, I'm not even kidding. Out of all the players in that team, even though at times he does mess up, yeah, like Duran is the only guy that like moves as selfish as Ronaldo, but the guy's cold, bro. The guy's cold. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Ever since he's came to that league, he's absolutely been cooking 100%.
But like, he's
100%.
like, he has his moments in which he don't perform. But bro, one thing I'll tell you is the guy's cold, bro. Like, credit where it's due. You know what I mean?
Yeah, crazy. I mean, look, Cristiano Ronaldo, man. You know what they always say, leave the game before the game leaves you, man. And the thing with Ronaldo is, I feel like this brother, he is going to play, and he's just going to continue to just embarrass himself in the top level. I genuinely think so. And it's sad because I don't want him to leave on a whimper, bro. But at this point, I feel like he's going to leave on a whimper, bro. He's going to leave the game on a whimper. Because people are just going to be laughing at him until he finally just decides, screw it, I'm out of here. You understand what I mean? But yeah, man, listen, man, we're gonna be closing out. Big up to every single one of you guys who are here, man. Appreciate every single one of you guys who've been here. We've been here almost 2 hours, guys. This stream will be redirecting you guys to Mike's channel, guys. I'm sure Zeer is probably gonna be there. I don't know Liam is gonna
Pro
be there, but I'm
clubs.
sure they're doing pro clubs right now. So if you guys want to go enjoy some pro clubs, make sure you guys go out there. Put Omar BYT Raid in the comment section below. Big up to my guy Liam from Bayern View. Make sure you guys go subscribe to Bayern View. Big up to my guy Zeer. Make sure you guys go subscribe to Zeer Talks. And big up, this has been episode 8 of the FCB show. And listen, guys, the FCB show will still be running off season, guys, because there'll be a lot of transfer rumors I know will be coming out and other news coming out of Bayern Munich every single week. Make sure you guys smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and peace, you guys. Take care.